Welcome to It's Your Date with Destiny with Apostle Vivian and Pastor Jemma Duncan of Divine Destiny Worship Center in Diego Martin. For the next 30 minutes, join us as we take you on a journey of maximizing your potential and realizing your goals through Jesus Christ.
Why is it when you need a miracle, it doesn't happen, but when you least expect it, it happens?
You are married, you have challenges in your relationship, but your spouse is unwilling to accede to any counseling. Is divorce an option?
How does a parent handle a promiscuous child?
What are considered the do's and don'ts of a born-again couple who is not yet married?
There are always more questions than answers. So here is Apostle Jemma.
Very good morning to you. Welcome to Ask Pastor Jemma. This morning, I'm happy that you took the time to be with me to share in what I have to present to you. Today, I am going to present part one of about 3 parts of a message preached by our eldest son, Donnell, on the topic redeeming the time. To my mind, it was a hallmark message. Of course, I'm biased. It's our number one son. But it's something that I felt it affected me in such a way. It had me thinking for weeks afterwards and thinking about, what adjustments I needed to make with my life and all of that, and thanking God, because God alone has the ability to redeem our time. But before we get into that, my name is Jemma Duncan, in the event that you're a first-time viewer. I'm married to Apostle Vivian Duncan, and together we pastor Divine Destiny Worship Center. Our headquarters is on the Diego Martin Main Road, opposite Sardonynx Drive. And we have branches in Shogunas, in Sangre Grande, Faizabad, Rio Claro, Tobago. We have a branch in Antigua, in the event that you have a friend or a family member there. And so I present to you part one of Redeeming the Time by Donnell Duncan. Your life is going to be changed by what you hear.
So God is sovereign. Look at your neighbor and say, God is sovereign.
God is sovereign.
Isaiah 45:7, New Living Translation. It's on the screen. We can read it together. After 3, 2, 3. I create the light and make the darkness. I send good times and bad times. I, the Lord, am the one who does these things. God is sovereign. I know Mommy had mentioned something about, is God behind this or not? I don't know. And he's like, well, I send good times. I also send bad times. He's like, I'm the Lord. I do these things. I'm in charge. So as we get into the conversation about time, we need some context first. God is saying, as you begin to talk, let me just let you know up front, who's the boss? Now talk. God is the master of time. He created it. He controls it. Both the good and the bad times serve his purpose. It's important to get a revelation of how big God is and how big his purpose is and how multifaceted it is. It helps you to understand how we can use so many different parts of our lives to fit into his plan. Obviously, if I have to go from one spot to another, the easiest is a straight line. And if it was up to any of us, we would take a straight line. But we're going to run into a lot of things on the way there. So we know that God has many twists and turns on that path to destiny. And some of them are good times, and some of them are bad times. He's sovereign. Example, children of Israel. Deuteronomy 8, verses 1 to 5, New King James Version. Deuteronomy 8, verses 1 to 5, New King James Version. It's on the screen. We're going to read it together. After 3, 2, 3. Every commandment which I command you today You must be careful to observe, that you may live and multiply and go in and possess the land of which the Lord swore to your fathers. And you shall remember that the Lord your God led you all the way these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you and test you, to know what was in your heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. So he humbled you, allowed you to hunger, and fed you with manna, which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, that he might make you know that man shall not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord. Your garments did not wear out on you, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. You should know in your heart that as a man chastens his son, so the Lord your God chastens you. Stop right there. So here is God having a conversation with his people saying, I know you're the reason why you're in this wilderness. You didn't follow my instructions the first time around. However, I'm using this wilderness experience to carry out my purpose. There's some things I need to do in your lives. There's some things I need to teach you, some things I need to establish. And this wilderness experience is going to be a great platform for me to educate you. I'm taking you to a wilderness school. And he was very clear. He was like, I made you hungry, but then I fed you with manna. The good times and the bad times. He's like, in fact, so you will learn that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. How could you make me hungry, God? What kind of God does that to his own children? The God who wants you to learn that man shall not live by bread alone. He told you. He gave you the answer. He's like, I'm answering your questions. I'm that kind of God, just in case you make stuff up. I don't want people making stuff up on my behalf. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the question. Don't make stuff up for me. He said, I'm a good God. You know, I chasten those that I love. And he was like, children of Israel, you had a chance. You didn't take it. So you're going to go to school, wilderness school, 40 years long. You'll learn something. Hang out around this school long enough, you're going to get some valuable life lessons. You see, God was behind everything the children of Israel went through in the wilderness. For 40 years, he humbled, tested, and allowed them to hunger. But he also preserved. He said, you know what? Did your clothes wear out? Your shoes kept lasting? I mean, some of us go and spend a lot of money in shoes. And you know, you get a shoe to last you a couple of years, you're like, man, that's a real good shoe. But 40 years is impressive. We're like, where did you get those shoes? You know, that's what I'm sure the other people were like, children of Israel, where did you get those shoes? 40 years? Now that's an outfit. 40 years? I mean, I'd be proud of my pants that hit the HA back of the passenger. She's not proud of it. Because I just get home and the pants are gone. Baby, where's my pants? Which pants? The one that was right here. It's on a boat to Africa. That's where it is. It's on a boat. I was like, I had a suit. I was like, I call it my money suit. I was like, the day Oprah calls me, I'm going to wear that suit. And one day it wasn't there. You know, I was going for the 40. But the children of Israel, for 40 years, had clothes that lasted, shoes that lasted. Every time they were hungry, supernaturally, God gave them food. And he was like, I was on both sides. He was playing both sides. I'm going to make you hungry. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to keep you in that place where there's no clothing stores. Your clothes going to last. Like, what are you doing, God? Everything? Everything? Now, he's not the reason you're in the wilderness. But you're going to learn so many valuable lessons. You're going to feel like, well, we should have come here anyway. No, not really. Not really. You shouldn't have, because you don't know the end of the story, which is you're going to die before you leave this. But nonetheless, he's not going to waste a good opportunity to teach you some valuable lessons. You got to honor the rhythm of God. Somebody say, honor the rhythm of God. Honor the rhythm of God. For our demographic, we understand that because we believe in rhythm. Rhythm is our thing, you know? When you hear some drums, poodoop, 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 you're like, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Rhythm. Rhythm section. Anything rhythm, that's us. Jeremiah 5:24, the Message Bible. Jeremiah 5:24, the Message translation. Let's read this together. After 3, 2, 3. It never occurs to them to say, how can we honor our God with our lives? The God who gives rain in both spring and autumn and maintains the rhythm of the seasons, who sets aside time each year for harvest and keeps everything running smoothly for us. He maintains a rhythm. God is also a rhythmic God. He was like, I have these seasons and they operate on a rhythm. I like rhythm. It's like, I like timing. I like things to happen when they're supposed to happen. You know, like if you have a band and there's that one instrument that's just not getting it. You're like, yo, listen to the drums already. Get with the timing. God is like, that's my style. I operate with a rhythm. I walk with a rhythm. I talk with a rhythm. I think with a rhythm. Timing is important for God. And it's like, when I'm operating on that rhythm, things run smoothly. Things run smoothly. If you're in a band and everybody's operating on the rhythm, it's smooth. Anybody's off, it's not smooth. It's awkward. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. What you doing? You have a dance group, everybody's dancing in time, and there's that one person. Because you know that's the only person, and you can't see anybody else. It's a total distraction. Everybody else is tearing it up, and that one person who's like a half step behind has caught your attention. I can't watch everybody else. I'm fixed on this one person. You're a half step behind. What's wrong with you? You missed practice? What was going on? What was going on? Everybody else got it. What's your deal? Golly. Honor the rhythm of God. Tell your neighbor, honor the rhythm of God. Honor the rhythm of God. You see, God operates in times and seasons. And he expects us to honor that. When things go according to his schedule, he keeps everything running smoothly for us. He likes rhythm. He's like, I like rhythm. He's like, you like rhythm? You got it from me. I like rhythm too. That's how life operates. Seasons are part of God's rhythm, the rhythm of life. Somebody say, honor the rhythm of God. Honor the rhythm of God. Click the next slide for me there. Respect God's timing. A hip-hop artist once said, put some respect on my name. Respect God's timing. He said, respect my timing. That's all I'm asking to do. So I'm going to need you to respect my timing. Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. Let's read Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. New King James Version after 3, 2, 3. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Have you ever seriously read that? Have you ever seriously read word by word what that 8th scripture passage is saying? He's like, everything good, because it's not just good things. It's not just amazing things on the list. There were very good things on that list, and there were very bad things on that list. And he was like, there's a time for each of them. So respect my timing. There's a time when certain things, they're going to happen. It's on the schedule. It's part of the tune. It's in the rhythm. And he's like, we need to understand timing. There's good things in the timing, bad things in the timing, but everything's a part of his timing. Somebody say respect God's timing. Respect God's timing. He knows what he's doing. That's why the first thing he says up front is, hello, I'm sovereign. I send good times, I send bad times. I run this. Put some respect on my name. My timing is mine. Roll with me here. All of us dancing on a certain schedule. Don't be the one person who's off on your own doing whatever. You're distracting us. Click. You see, there's a timing to the seasons of our lives. God put a rhythm to life. Things happen to match that rhythm. When we stay in God's will, we remain in sync with his rhythm. When we stay in God's will, we remain in sync with his rhythm. Again, you have a rhythm section? Bottle and spoon, drums, scratcher, tambourine. And if everybody does what they're supposed to do, it's amazing. You know what a good rhythm section? Golly. You know what I'm saying? You are watching football or cricket or whatever, and that rhythm section start. You're like, that's sweet. And as I said, until there's that's one guy. There's always the one guy who skipped practice on Wednesday. You're like, yo, bro, on the Tassa drum. What's up? What is the deal? Yo, you with a bottle and spoon. Fall back. God is like, if everybody moves when they're supposed to move, stay when they're supposed to stay, slow down when they're supposed to slow down, speed up when they're supposed to speed up, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's just when people get bright ideas and say, I'm going to do what I want to do. Everybody's going right? No, I just feel like going left. I'm a free spirit. You're a free spirit. He's like, I want to cast that spirit. That free spirit, I want to free it. I'm going to free it by casting it out. A true free spirit. All's right when the time's right. All's right when the time's right. The scripture says there's a time for everything. All's right when the time's right. Yeah, everything works. When it's on the right schedule. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. Let's read it together after 3. New King James Version on the screen. After 3, my bad. 2, 3. He has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. We can't really figure him out, obviously. He's a little more complex than our little brains can handle. But everything in its time is beautiful. Last time I used the example of certain fruits. When they're green, they'll tear up your mouth. Just don't mess with that. But when they're ripe, woo, yes, Jesus. He blessed us. In fact, there's some fruits that are actually poisonous when they're green. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to get somebody and you're like, look, have one of these. Oh, thank you. And just winking like it's green. He has made everything beautiful in its time. You operate by God's rhythm, it's a beautiful life. He makes things run smoothly. Even good things and bad things still makes it beautiful. All woven together on his schedule, the master conductor, every instrument at the right time doing what it needs to do. Good things, bad things, everything's working together. Because you don't think God could have just taken the devil when he decided he wanted to raise himself above God and just like make him disappear. He could have done it, right? He could have. Like he didn't have the power to be like, and you're not. And I say, hey, where's the devil? And not only get rid of them, but also wipe out their memory. So you wouldn't even realize they existed. Like, and they're not. And everything goes back to normal. He could have done that. He didn't. But why did he let him roam? He sent him down to earth. He went to earth and he's doing whatever he wants and stuff. You're like, God could have just said, and cut. Yeah. Everybody burn now. And it would have been over. He could have. Like, it's not like he didn't have the power to say, burn. Like, see, life is beautiful when lived according to God's timing. With God, it doesn't only matter what you do or how you do it, or even who you do it with. It also matters when. It also matters when. Many times we miss out on the when. Spend a lot of time focused on the what, and that's good. Do the right thing. We agree. We focus on the how. Do it the right way. We agree. Even the who. Do it with the right people. We agree. But the when, that's a missing part that shouldn't be missing. Is the timing right? Is the timing right? Jesus couldn't go to the cross early. He couldn't go to the cross late. The timing had to be right. Timing.
God of creation, there at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, you spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of light. And as you speak, 100 billion galaxies are born. In the vapor of your breath, the planets form. If the stars were made to worship so loud, I can see your heart in everything you've made. Every burning star, a signal fire of grace. If creation sings your praises so loud, so loud. God of your promise, you don't speak in vain, no syllable empty or void. For once you have spoken, all nature and science follow the sound of your voice. And as you speak, 100 billion creatures catch your breath.
A pleasant good morning to you. Have you ever said to yourself, I really wish I can understand the Bible better? I read the Bible, but I simply do not understand it. I wish I knew enough to share my faith. Sometimes I sit in the pew and I don't quite understand because the pastor uses so many scriptures. If you said any of these things, today I have the answer and the solution to your problem. My name is Jemma Duncan. My husband and I are the pastors of Divine Destiny Worship Center with our headquarters in Diego Martin. And we have a program called the School of the Bible that I would like to introduce to you today. School of the Bible is a one-year program for simple, regular, ordinary people who sit in the pews, whose only desire is to understand the Bible better. Since 2014, we've catered for a wide range of persons as young as 10 years old and the people into their 80s. So it's something that the average person can really understand and grasp. Although we cater primarily for people in the pews, we've had a few pastors who came and they felt that they should just sharpen up their information based on the Word of God. Since 2014, we've helped almost 400 persons, ranging from young to way into the 80s. The program lasts for a year. Every Tuesday from 7 to 9 we meet, and for 4 Saturdays for the entire year. Every quarter we have what we call a quarterly assessment meeting. The quarterly is from 9 to 4. We also have online facilities, and we've been really blessed. We have had people from USA, Canada, Europe, the Caribbean countries, Tobago, and we actually have what we call a local online group or groups of people who cannot come to what we call in class in Diego Martin. It doesn't matter where you are, you can access School of the Bible. We have lectures, we have group reports, individual book reports, movies, training in all our presentations that we call 5-minute sermonette, PowerPoint presentations. I mean, you name it, we have it. And we cover a wide range of topics. Our main resources are the Bible and the 7 manuals, and I'm going to just quickly give you a sense of the manual. Volume 1 contains the overview of the Bible and the first 5 books of the Bible, called the books of Moses, the books of the law, or the Pentateuch. It goes from Genesis to Deuteronomy. Volume 2 are what we call the books of history, from Joshua to Esther. Volume 3 are the books of poetry, from Job to Song of Solomon. Volume 4, books of prophecy, and the books of prophecy are divided into the minor prophets, major prophets. The major prophets are from Isaiah to Daniel, minor prophets, Hosea to Malachi. When you come to the School of the Bible, you will get a further understanding as to why they are called minor and major. Shifting into the New Testament, Volume 5 are the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and the one historical book, the book of Acts. Volume number 6 are letters of Paul. They are called the Pauline epistles, from Romans to Philemon. And volume number 7 are the general letters written by a variety of authors, from Hebrews to Jude. And then the one book of prophecy in the New Testament, the book of Revelation. Other resource materials are available on request. We have them there. If you wish for them, they're not compulsory. You can request them and we'll order them for you. We want to give you a little example of what some of the volumes look like. And so we have the cover page for the overview of the Bible, the cover page for the book of Genesis, and the cover page for the comparative study of the Gospel. Call us at 633-3780 for further information. And this information will be for 2020. A brochure will be sent to you with all the information you will need. See you in School of the Bible in 2020. Be sure to join me next week for part 2 of Redeeming the Time. I don't want you to ever forget what Jesus said. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me.